So this morning I thought I'd look a little bit at setting up, really. Setting up one's sitting practice in particular, but of course this can be extended to being aware throughout the day as well. And by setting up, I mean a kind of checking in. I think it's quite useful because I think sometimes I can have a little bit of a ready, steady, go approach to my meditation. You know, I've done everything. I've had my tea. I've kind of woken up and everything. It's like, okay, now it's time to meditate, kind of thing, and sit down and kind of start. And again, you know, it's a bit like anything really. You know, if you're going to do some painting and decorating, you want to make sure you've got your brushes and your spirits and your water and your paint, and you cleaned all of the surfaces, and you put your tape down and you put your paper down, and that can take 90% of the time. And if you've done all of that, then it's relatively, the actual painting itself, can take a fraction of the time. And I find that that's a useful approach to meditation, so that sometimes when I do my sitting practice, essentially the whole hour that I sit is preparation, or a kind of checking in to what's present and what's needed to some extent. So first of all, I might it's worth just reflecting a little bit, because thinking is a part of meditation. It's not that we shouldn't be thinking, or but thinking quite purposefully. Why am I doing this? Why am I meditating? Could be to get enlightened, or to be freer. Well, whatever it is, but kind of reflect on that for you, on that more the grand scale. Why am I doing this? What's it for? Because we've been doing it for a long time, haven't we? A lot of us. And then secondly, maybe having, okay, what's needed in this particular sit? Yeah. So I might be checking in with my feelings. I might be tired, or I might have not slept very well, or um, I got irritated with my partner yesterday, and that's lingering a little bit. Not that I did, not yesterday anyway. Um, and yeah, maybe think, oh, actually, my mind's really distracted today, or I feel there's a feeling of contraction in the mind. Um, so mindfulness, okay, mindfulness is actually quite weak. My mind is jumping a lot even now. So actually, maybe in this session, the immediate intention, I suppose, rather than goal, is to notice if there's some patience present. And that might be it for this sit. Also, I might be able to notice in this sit is how often the mind wanders, and that's all. That's the only thing that's uppermost in this practice is about it, to notice and cultivate a bit of patience with the wandering mind. You might sort of notice, am I very distracted, or am I very covetous, and is there some greed present? So this is something that goes on all the way through this type of practice of noticing. So this is a slightly more a bit of a structured way into the practice, and then start to, okay, am I relaxed? Do I need to relax a little bit more? Is there some curiosity present? Is there some joy? Oh, yeah. Am I enjoying this? is there some appreciation for the joy of being able to practice the Dharma, that gratitude of, wow, you know, um, this is enjoyable. Oh yeah, there's some relaxation, there's some pleasure present in the body, even if it's very slight. And then on the basis of that, opening up one's awareness, as it were. So becoming them kind of tuning into the present moment at that point. Okay, so hearing is present. Awareness is noticing hearing. As well as what I'm feeling, the general sense of the mind. Is it contracted or open? Is it expansive? Is it clear? Is it vague? Is it cloudy? Am I not really very interested? What's happening really? Relax. Okay, so there's that sense of then kind of stepping back, sitting back, and just being present to the senses, the hearing, seeing, bodily sensations, and the posture. Is my posture, do I need maybe just to relax my shoulders a little bit more? Is there some tension in my lower back? I often get tension building up gradually without my noticing it throughout the practice in my lower back. And so sometimes to just to allow awareness to re-establish itself, I relax my lower back and ease my posture up a little bit. And then I find that tension that was been building up. I become aware of it, and it's released, and relaxation is present, and I can feel that. Oh yeah, that sense of ease and relaxation in the body, and therefore then the awareness can then take more in, because it's not unconsciously contracting around tension. And tension, I find, is something that it creeps up on me incrementally. So sometimes I can find that, I've started the practice quite relaxed, and by the end of it, because I've not really been checking in on it, as it were, I'm looking forward to the end of the practice. When's the bell going to go? What's that? Why is that? Because I'm wanting to get away from something. So step back and look at what that is and relax it a little bit. So it's a sense of always coming back to that sense of relaxed attitude that Sayadaw often talks about. What's the attitude? And that can seem a bit vague. Well, I don't know, not sure what my attitude is. Well, the attitude would be, is there tension? Is there relaxational tension? And being able to play with that a little bit. And then, once you've started to open up awareness, and you're noticing, almost like noticing the peripheral awareness of sensations, feelings, sounds, sights, noticing the senses in the present moment, then maybe bring in a bit of anchoring as well. So you maintain that sense of periphery, and then maybe just for a little while focus on the thumbs or the breath, just to provide an anchor for experience, for awareness. So there's this sense of constantly checking, is the relaxation present? What's needed? Is this necessary? Am I leaning into the practice a little bit more? Do I need to lean back a little bit more so that awareness can do its job? Am I trying to do awareness rather than just relax and let it do its thing? And that can be the whole practice, is this sense of inquiry. It's so you're not trying to get concentrated or do anything in particular, but it's seeing what's present in experience and constantly doing that. Okay, oh, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Come back to basic. Is the relaxation present? Can I ease? Is there some tension that I can ease? Is there curious? Is there joy? Is there some joy in the practice? Because it needs to be enjoyable. Um, if it's not enjoyable, then we really need to be asking ourselves why that is. What are we pushing ourselves to rather than um, feeding ourselves with? Is there a bit too much, uh, yeah, pushiness in experience? And what's that feel like? And can I relax around that, give it some space, and contact that sense of pity, pleasure? So you've got the intention that the intention is only to notice and be aware, because sometimes that intention can get lost and we're actually pushing for it to be in a particular way. Uh, yeah. Okay, so we'll sit for 40 minutes. So really giving yourself permission and plenty of time to check in. Check in's not just something that happens in the first few minutes or even 10 minutes of meditation. It's a constant surveying and appraising of what's present. Um, is there some enjoyment present? That's really key. Relaxation, ease, pleasure. Ah, yeah. And really spend some time um, allowing that to establish itself. And keep coming back to it whenever you get lost and tense. Don't just come back to the practice. Come notice what's happening and then let it all go, relax again, and then almost start the practice afresh. And it doesn't matter how many times we do that. It's all beginner stuff, isn't it? Really, and we're all beginners. Checking in. Is awareness present? Is pleasure? Is there some pleasure in the body? Can I relax a little bit more deeply? So relaxing is the seat of awareness, as it were. The awareness can rest on that.